game happened on Saturday, February 10th. Let's get into it. The first game, well, the new looks Mavericks are kind of scary. They got Daniel Gafford, they got PJ Washington. They blew Oklahoma City Thunder out 146-111. Not the best game out of Oklahoma City Thunder. Chet Holmgren, 12 rebounds and a block, 13 points. Jalen Williams, 7 assists is okay. And Shea still had a good game, 25 points, 7 for 8 from the free throw line. But just not enough for the Mavericks. Let's see. I mean, they added some pieces. Daniel Gafford in 17 minutes, 19 points and 9 rebounds. Him playing with Luka could be huge. Maxi Kleber also had a big game, 12 rebounds. He's starting, and Derek Lively is still out. Is he still out? Derek? Yeah, he's still out. So maybe Daniel Gafford gets majority of the run. He should be better than Derek at this point of his career. I'm not sure what happens when he does return. But PJ Washington fits right in, perfect. 25 minutes, 24 points. So I would hold both Gafford and PJ Washington just to see how many minutes they get, because Josh Green and Derrick Jones Jr., they're not better players than PJ Washington. I think just a matter of time. Kyrie had a great game, and so is Luka. Amazing. Let's see how far they can go with this roster. The next game is Detroit losing to the Clippers. This game kind of close till the end, 106-112. All-Star Thompson. Look, if you want this guy, don't be afraid, don't be shy. You can pick him up. Played 27 minutes now, and he's been starting. That Bogdanovich is out of the way. He got traded, right? Cunningham had 10 assists, a decent game, and Jaden Ivey continues to play huge minutes and putting up okay numbers. Jalen Duren finally has 2 steals and a block. Finally had some defensive stats. 18 rebounds, that's what he does. And only 5 for 12 on the field because it's Clippers. And Simone, interestingly, came in and played 32 minutes. Okay, let's monitor his minutes. If he gets 30, he could be useful. But I don't trust him at this just one game. For the Clippers, and they have a bunch of guys out. Isaiah Stewart was out. Clippers, Kawhi, not the most efficient game, but still had 24 points, 7 for 7 from the free throw line, and 2 steals. Paul George, big game with 4 threes and 33 points. And James Harden, below average game for him as well, but it didn't really matter. Russell Westbrook had a great game. His minutes is between 17 to 27. Some nights he gets 17, some nights he gets 27. I don't think he's a must roster, although every once in a while his stats gonna look pretty good. If they do have a good schedule coming up, and you need some of the assists, some of the defensive stats Russ it would provide. Sure, go grab him. Otherwise, not a big fan of Russ this year on the Clippers. Moving on to the next game, the Spurs, they just cannot buy a win. The Nets beat them. Wembanyama, he's putting up good numbers, 21 points, just 1 block here and 3 threes. But the Spurs got to figure out a way to win some games. Jeremy Sohan, not the best game. I think, if there are better players out there on the waiver wire, you could let him go. Although he's still getting good minutes. So if you want to hold on to him, fine. But just the last 5 games or so, he's not really doing much. Devin Vassell, 2 threes and 17 points is okay. He's a must roster. Same as Trey Jones, only 2 assists here. But the assists he provides in category leagues makes him a must roster. Keldon Johnson had 29 minutes. But again, the Spurs, they just cannot. If you play, you feel like you play around Victor Wembanyama, you should pick up some wins. But they're still dead last in the West, and only 1 games ahead of Wizards actually, and 2 games ahead of Detroit. So it looks like they're gonna get another good pick this year. Brooklyn Nets, Claxton, big game, 20 points and 11 rebounds, and added 2 blocks. Cam Thomas had 25 points. He's a must roster. Mikal Bridges continue to somewhat disappoint, but he's played every game. Maybe missed 1 or 2, so can't complain about that. And how about Ben Simmons? Oh, Dennis Schroeder is on this team now. He got traded to the Nets. I don't know if he's a must roster on the Nets. Maybe if Ben Simmons is out, because Spencer Dinwiddie is also out of the door, right? Yeah. Should have had a big game, 12 assists. I would try to use that opportunity to sell high because I don't think he's going to do this every game, and his minutes is not really secure. Ben Simmons, meanwhile, I think Ben Simmons is a must roster, and he's going to miss a lot of games. That's okay. You just got to put him in the IR. He just has a lot of upside. 6'7" is great. 5 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks, and 13 points. If your team is pounding free throws, I think he's a must-have. Just a peripheral. He's not like a Draymond Green, right? The peripheral stats he provides, is amazing. Moving on to the next game, the Grizzlies lost to the Charlotte Hornets. Wow, good to see Charlotte Hornets pick up a win when have Grizzlies in town. Jaren Jackson Jr. big game, 29 points, 5 threes, offensively big. But Jaren Jackson Jr. You play 33 minutes, you get 3 rebounds, a steal and 2 blocks. It's fine. John Conchar, big game. This is why I love John Conchar's fantasy game. It's just a lot of times he only gets 26 minutes and he just randomly sits out too. That could be frustrating. But hey, after this game, maybe take a look at him. 10 rebounds, 4 steals, and a block is not bad at all. Vince Williams had 8 assists and 2 steals and 14 points. He's an absolutely must roster. Santi Aldama, I would also roster him. When he's healthy, he gets around 30 minutes. So that's also, pretty good in my opinion. Gigi Jackson, 7 for 14, 16 points, 2 steals and a block. If they got a great schedule, you need some points, you could look at him. And then Charlotte Hornets, with everybody out, Brandon Miller continues to play well, 18 points, and Miles Bridges has 25. Their efficiency this game is insane. Nick Richards, I think at this point, we all know he's a must roster, 2 blocks and 7 rebounds. And Mark Williams is just, really just a joke at this point. He was questionable. He was doubtful for like 2 months. Now he's going to be out for another 4 weeks. We can expect him now to return, to be honest. And Trey Mann, after the trade, he started. He could be interesting. I would look to look at him and be like, okay, maybe, I'll pick him up just to see how things go. Yeah, and Cody Martin, also LaMelo Ball did not play here. So, once LaMelo does return, I wonder what their rotation is going to look like. But Cody Martin and Trey Mann, meanwhile, you gotta look at these guys and think about rostering them. Moving on to the next game, the Charlotte Hornets and the Orlando Magic. Well, the Magic got the win. That's great. Alec Caruso, amazing game here with 1 steal and 4 blocks. That's huge. He's a must roster with 8 rebounds. Zach LaVine out for season, right? He should have a plenty of run. Same thing with Kobe White. 14 points, 7 assists is great. It just his efficiency every once in a while could be kind of scary. Nikola Vucevic, 26 points and 17 rebounds. That's a pretty big game from him. Added 3 steals and a block. I mean, some of the Bulls players, they are gonna make the play-ins, looks like. So that's good. At least they have something to play for. Otherwise, they got a lot of veterans on this team. Why play them high minutes? 20 points for DeRozan. That's great. For the Magic, Franz Wagner, big game, 36 points. Ben Carroll, 8 assists, a steal and a block. Shot good from the free throw line. Amazing. Wendell Carter Jr., look, if you're looking for some rebounds, he could be rostered. But he's not getting 35 minutes a night. He's starting, but he gets like 25 to 30. And he doesn't get a lot of blocks. That does not make him a must roster. But you're looking for a center that can shoot some threes, get some rebounds, he can give you that. But everything else is kind of limited. And occasionally he'll have a good game. Jalen Suggs, just 25 minutes. That's kind of bad. While Cole Anthony gets 30. Had 11 rebounds and 3 assists. The minutes is kind of all over the place. Jonathan Isaac is an interesting option. Jonathan Isaac in the last... Yeah, I mean, he's been hurt. And, on average, he gets like 20 minutes a game. This game, he played 25 because the double overtime. I don't think he's fantasy relevant. But if you're looking for some defensive stats, you could stream him Just hope you hit something big. If they play some bad teams, right, he might get 5 blocks out of nowhere. Moving on to the next team, the Sixers. They're struggling in a major way, but of course it's a free win when you play the Wizards. Paul Reed just 22 minutes. This is the problem. I would still roster him just because. But this is a big problem with him. He's not getting consistent 30 minutes with Joel Embiid out. Buddy Hield is a must roster, no doubt. 4 threes, 4 steals, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 23 points. I think the trade really helped him in a major way. Kelly Oubre Jr., meanwhile, must roster, 16 points. Just the minutes there alone, I think, makes these guys must roster. Obviously, DeAnthony Melton is going to be back, so is he going to start? But Buddy Hield and Kelly Oubre Jr. should still get like around 30 minutes, 25 to 30 at least, I think. So roster both of them. Tobias Harris, somewhat disappointing game, but added 3 steals and a block. For the Wizards, Tyus Jones continued to play super, super well. 25 points and 9 assists with a steal and 6 threes. Jordan Poole, this is actually a good game for him because you have 4 assists and 2 steals. The standard is low for Jordan Poole. Of course, if you want to drop in, go ahead. He is droppable. But every once in a while he's going to surprise you, right? Have a big game, kind of like Jalen Green. You drop him, he goes for 30. Kyle Kuzma, 25 points with 4 blocks. Amazing, two threes. And Danny Advia had 21 points, 13 rebounds. Danny Advia is a must roster. He's been getting a lot of minutes. He's been playing really well. Let's all roster him if he has not been rostered in your league. Moving on to the next one, the Houston Rockets. They lost again to the Atlanta Hawks. 113-112, and they're kind of struggling. And, Fred VanVleet is obviously out. A big game out for Jalen Green. Speaking of Jalen Green, triple-double, 2 threes. Really the only thing is his efficiency, 4 for 7 from the free throw line is kind of bad. But, if you can get up the rebounding and assist, that could be amazing. Amen Thompson, you got to roster him as long as Fred VanVleet is out. But just like his brother, he put up great rebounds and defensive numbers. Jeff Green started at the center with Şengün out. When Şengün comes back, he's not relevant. But if Şengün continues to be out, you want to stream him, go ahead. Jabari Smith, another subpar shooting game, but he added 4 steals and 4 blocks. He's not a guy that's known to get defensive stats. So when is he going to have a game like this? We don't know. Maybe 2 seasons from now where you can get 8 stocks total. Dylan Brooks, 4 for 90, just horrible shooting. 14 points. And you play the Atlanta Hawks, right? Like, at least you should shoot a little bit better because, they're not known for their defense. Great win for the Hawks. Sadiq Bey, the minutes is crazy good right now. I know like DeAndre Hunter is out, but right now you just got to ride with him, roster him and see how things go. Jalen Johnson, amazing. Jalen Johnson, 8 for 11, 21 points with 2 steals and 2 blocks and 3 assists and 6 just overall. I don't know what else to say, just amazing. Okongwu, 11 points and 3 blocks, 7 rebounds. Yep, that's pretty good to me. And Dejounte Murray looks like he's going to stay with the Hawks. Good game here. And Trae Young added 2 steals and a block as well. And the Atlanta Hawks, slowly, they are right now the 10th seed. So they're going to make the play-ins. Maybe they can make a push to be a 7th or 8th seed. It's going to be kind of tough for them, but they're going to be in the play-ins. The next one is the Pacers. Wow, they beat the Knicks. It's not easy to do. The Knicks has been hot. And Tyrese Halliburton, the minutes is finally back up. And what's interesting is they're still starting Andrew Nembhard. 34 minutes. Didn't really do much, but if you're looking for assists and threes, he could be an option, right? Tyrese Halliburton added a block as well for threes. Miles Turner did not miss a shot. You don't see that very often. But again, the problem with Miles Turner this year is not his offense, it's his blocks. He's averaging like 1.7, 1.8 blocks. Ideally, we want him to get up to 2.2, 2.3. I think it will come, just got to be patient. Next game he could have like 5 or 6 blocks. Pascal Siakam, 19 points, is decent with 2 threes. And Aaron Nesmith, He's been getting a lot of minutes lately, so I don't mind rostering him. A great win for the Pacers, of course. And then the Knicks, they're really out of centers now. Mitchell Robinson, we know he's been out for a long time. Maybe he could be back, but not in fantasy, not in regular season, probably in the playoffs. Um, so Isaiah Hartenstein also out. So we have Taj Gibson, Tom Thibodeau's favorite child, is back with the Knicks again. And also they got Bogdanovic playing today. They're really short-handed today, Knicks. Jalen Brunson had a big game, but just not enough. 10 for 10 from the free throw line, 39 points. Dante and Josh Hart both played huge minutes. Both had an okay game. They're must rosters. And Precious Achiuwa, I think, also in the must roster territory. The minutes is just too big not to roster these guys, he played 43 minutes, Precious Achiuwa. How can you not roster him? Added 2 steals and 3 blocks, which is okay. The next game is the Cleveland Cavaliers. They just keep winning. They are one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now. And I think maybe not enough people are talking about them. Donovan Mitchell, 15 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals and a block. Not the best game offensively, but he consistently gets you defensive stats this year. That's the biggest difference for him. The other counting numbers seem kind of similar to last year. Darius Garland finally. Minutes is up a little bit, 8 assists and a steal. But he still got ways to go to start. He's got to put better numbers than 11 points. The point's gonna go up, I think, as we go on, as he get back into game shape. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley both grabbed 10 plus rebounds and not much else. 17 and 18 points, also very solid points and field goal. And Max Juice, is he a must roster? 7 assists and 2 threes. He gets good enough minutes. If you're looking for threes, sure, you could have him, but the other numbers really comes and goes. But the minutes is pretty consistent for him on this team. For the Toronto Raptors, RJ Barrett, 14 points. Scotty, a triple-double. It's Scotty's team. Yeah, with Siakam gone. He's running running the ship. Pirtle, after going crazy last game, just 1 block here. And Gary Trent Jr., I was maybe wrong about him. I thought he would, with everybody gone, right, he would play at least 30 minutes because he's starting. But now only 22. Hit 2 threes and a steal. Emmanuel quickly, also not the best game. And we got Ochai and Kelly Olynyk on this team. Olynyk, right off the bat, gets 22 minutes and has a good game. Olynyk is interesting. Even on the Jazz, he doesn't get a lot of minutes, but he doesn't need a lot of minutes to produce. I will be monitoring his minutes. If he can't get consistent 25 minutes, I think he could be a must roster. His game is really good in fantasy. The next game, that is the game of the night. The Golden State Warriors beat Phoenix Suns. Curry hit a 3 with 0.7 seconds. That's gotta feel good for Draymond Green, especially. Right? Last time they met, he slapped Yusuf Nurkic in the face. Nurkic did not have the best game. So is KD. Goes 10 for 24. I mean, KD. I don't know. KD seems to. Because overall, KD's efficiency, speaking of KD, he is ranked on a per game basis, he's 8th ranked player, and he's shooting 54%. Maybe my memory is not fully correct, but a lot of big games, he goes 10 for 25. Like a big game like here, I have 6 turnovers. I think sometimes defense give him different looks, and he kind of just struggles. Either reading the defense or struggle offensively, efficiency-wise, versus smart teams. I don't know if it's age or whatever, but on a season where you're shooting 53.5% from the field, you goes 40% on 25 shots. That's really the game right there. If you just make a couple more. Devin Booker had a great game, 32 points, but just not enough. He kind of took over late in the fourth. Bradley Beal, just doing Bradley Beal things. He's the third option on this team, so you don't expect huge numbers out of him. But the minutes is solid enough, right? They got to play him huge minutes. And he has stayed somewhat healthy. Grayson Allen, Um, 3 and D guy. If you're looking for that, sure, you could have him. And Eric Gordon came off the bench. Not really. Like all the bench guys are not getting huge minutes. So they just give me starters huge minutes. Devin Booker, KD, almost 40 minutes a game. For the Warriors, this is a really great win for them. And how about Klay Thompson getting benched? Klay is really washed, and he takes a lot of dumb shots, so he gets benched. I I think Klay at some point is gotta have a realization that he shouldn't be taking the same shot he was taking 10 years ago. Just gotta be a little bit smart. Gotta accept, right? He's now again this game goes 2 for 10. I'm sure there's so many games this year. If Klay was out, the Warriors would have won the game because he takes so much dumb shot, and then the other team takes the rebound and go the other way. Steph Curry 9 threes, 30 points, amazing. Curry's really carrying the team, and Draymond Green has a good game, 9 assists with 15 points, 7 for 9. Kuminga, I think with all the injuries, finally Kuminga is getting his chance, and he's playing really well. 21 points again. I think he's a must roster, and Andrew Wiggins not so much, 12 points and 2 steals. And Podemski played 35 minutes off the bench. I think now he's also need to be rostered. He just gets you a lot of rebound and assist. He's a smart player. He gets huge minutes. Like, yeah, you gotta roster him, and just once CP3 comes back, maybe he loses a few minutes, but for now he's a must roster. And this is a great win for the Warriors. And the last game of the night, we have the Pelicans. This low scoring game surprisingly beat the Portland Trail Blazers. Herbert Jones played huge minutes right away when Trey Murphy is out. 37 minutes. This is why beginning of the season Herbert Jones is so good. So, but Trey Murphy comes back, he's gonna play like 28, 29 minutes. But 3 steals, 5 assists, 2, 3, 14 points, and plus 21 is amazing. CJ didn't score a lot, 2 for 14, but didn't really matter. Valanciunas had a decent game. Oh, sorry, Trey Murphy played. I misspoke. Zion Williamson did not play. Trey Murphy started, also had an amazing game. This tells you like, okay, Trey Murphy and Herbert Jones on any team, give them 30 minutes. They are must roster fantasy players. They're both on the same team. Sometimes they only get 25 minutes. They kind of struggles. Brandon Ingram had 9 assists. But again, this Pelicans team have a lot of talent. They could be dangerous. They're just the 7th seed. Phoenix Suns is 6th. The West is just super competitive this year. Yeah. For the Portland Trail Blazers, we have DeAndre Ayton, big game, 17 rebound, 18 points with 2 steals and 3 blocks. Matisse Thybulle, he's been getting close to 30 minutes. If you need defensive stats, go at him, right? And this game, every single guard is out here. Like Scoot Anderson was out, Malcolm Brogdon was out, Fernie Simons was out. So this is gonna be a common theme for some of the Portland guys is they have some minor injury, they're gonna be out, which is kind of annoying. Jeremy Grant, of course, plays 41 minutes, and Jabari Walker played 20. I didn't really do much, to be honest. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.